Good afternoon, evening, night, depending when you're watching Minions of Dominion. And we're back for part 3. So let's see what's in the old proverbial gift bag as we start. A lot of successful defenses. Grab our last energy. Energy. Okay, the only thing left is the World Pioneers, the collected for the level. There's the Astral. What we have left here is the tank in arena mode. We do have still 1 day left tomorrow for that. Alrighty, so we need a candle. Candle in the wind, so to speak. While we're doing that, we will bring back the comedian John Panette to start us off as we grind tonight in part 3. This from a comedy series called Just for Laughs.
So I bought a condo, a little condo. Now I have to go shopping for the condo. I'm not a good shopper. And I just started shopping randomly. And I knew the first thing I bought was going to be ugly. I didn't want any trouble. I went in and bought a toaster.
Oh no.
And the lady said, "Could I have your name and address?" No. I have this money. And I'm taking this toaster now. You don't need my name and address. I'm not adopting it. I'm purchasing it. I might throw it off a building after I leave here. She asked me, she said, "Would you like to buy the warranty?" For the toaster? No, I think I'm going to absorb the risk on this one. I'm not a gambler, but I'm feeling lucky today. If this toaster should break, and God forbid that day should come, I'm going to take another $39 out of my pocket and buy another toaster, because that's how I live. On the edge. I just don't. Stupid. Now, after I got the condo all filled up, they sent me back out on the road. And I toured Canada. And it's been a pleasure touring Canada. It really has been. And, well, listen. The first date in Canada was Ottawa. In January. That's the best time to go. It's not all touristy in January. The hotel rates are favorable. My suite was $39. Or you could give them a toaster, either one. They don't care. But Ottawa's a beautiful city, and they have people, the river freezes, and people skate on the river. It's beautiful to watch. And they have these snack bars on the ice. And they sell these things called beaver tails. Oh, yeah. You applauded for beaver tails. You really are my people. You have to skate. You have to skate to the beaver tail. Now, the beaver tails, it's like this big. It's a fried dough of death thing. It's all your Weight Watchers points, by the way. I had to buy other people's points in my group. Now, listen. I am not an official Weight Watchers representative. I'm part of a rogue splinter organization where you can buy and sell points in the black market. So, you had to ice skate to the beaver tail, which is just cruel. Well, you can smell the beaver tails, you can smell the fried dough from your hotel room. It was making me crazy. So the third day I was like, give me ice skates. I skated to the beaver tail. And there was this nice family from Ottawa, a mom and dad and 2 kids. And they were in front of the beaver tail stand. I just remember that look in their eyes, you know? Like, oh, well, he'll stop. I couldn't and I didn't. Cost me some tickets to the show that night, I'll tell you that. And I bought them all beaver tails while the paramedics looked them over. I'm not an outdoors person either. I like the lake, I like to go swimming in the ocean, that kind of thing, but so hiking, no. Hiking is a walk that's...
Alright, we're going to grab the day here where we take a quick break from Panette. He will be back just momentarily. Instead of going ahead and just grounding items that we're not going to be able to use for about another 10 levels. We're going to go out and start grabbing whatever remaining soul stones opportunities there are that we haven't yet done in one of the previous 2 portions. Alright, as we grind the rest of that comedy set.
Sucks. You know what you do when you walk? I love to walk. You walk to the movies, you walk in the mall, you walk in the park. Hiking, you hike down a ravine, you hike up a mountain, you were hiking and you found a dead body. My friends took me hiking, and when we got to the lake, there was a kayak. Kayaks are now on my list. What is it? Is it a canoe for people with no friends? Mine didn't move. I'm not too big, the kayak is too small. They had to pull me out like a champagne cork. We got him. I'm wedging this kayak going. If I fart in this kayak, it's going to have 1,000-meter kill radius. It's going to go off like a Claymore mine. I was in Jamaica, and they lost my luggage. And, by the way, Air Canada. I'm flying Air Canada tomorrow. Very good airline. Lighten up at the check-in. Yeah. Oh, seriously. Excuse me, I'm going to New York. You're checking over there at the machine. I'm going to New York. There's a machine over there. Do you have your confirmation number? Do you have your confirmation number? What do? Do you just point at the machine all day? I'm going to buy them a sign checking that machine, and they'll lay your ass off. My bag was a kilo over. Oh, my God. Take a kilo, put it on the bag. Put a kilo out of the bag. Why? Kilo? What am I gonna do? Cut a pair of underwear in half? If a kilo makes a difference in this bag going on that plane, I'm not going on that plane. I was in Jamaica and the airlines lost my luggage. I won't say what airline, but they lost my luggage. And there's not a lot of big and talls in Jamaica. I bought an extra large shirt and I had jeans on. I cut the jeans too short. Alcohol was involved in this decision. Oh, I look like a hooker. And the world's least successful hooker, I'm not bragging. There was a ride in Jamaica called a banana boat. It was an inflatable banana. And there were 3 of them going out at once. And it was actually fun, and I was dressed like a hooker. So I wanted something to take my mind off things. So I got him this inflatable banana. And the motorboat pulls it, and it was a lot of fun. Till the motorboat took the hard left. And I went sailing off the banana boat into the other banana boat. And there's that poor family from Ottawa. And they're like, there's not even a beaver tail stand here. Why are you following us? When I was in Los Angeles, I went to the doctor. And I'm getting older, and I wanted to make sure that I was okay for the road. The doctor did a blood test, a stress test, and blood pressure, and they were really good. Now, the doctor looked at me shocked. She goes, these numbers are good. She goes, did you know you're allergic to wheat? I did not know that. The next time one of my friends call me and say, John, we're going wheat picking. Would you like to come? I'll have to say no. The doctor said I was allergic. Then I thought, wait a minute, maybe I should ask questions. Wheat is flour. Oh, I said, what does this wheat thing mean? She said, do you eat a lot of gluten? I don't know what gluten is, but yes, I would say yes. I think I'm mostly gluten, to be honest with you. I don't know. And she gave me a book of things that have gluten in it. You know what has gluten in it? Everything! I said, check again. Maybe it's just cancer. I didn't take it well. Have you tried gluten-free stuff? It needs gluten. If you want to know where the gluten section is in your local supermarket, look for someone with a gun in their mouth. Because bullets are gluten-free. Then I tried some gluten-free bread. And I immediately asked for gluten spread so that I might reintroduce the gluten. I hope they make I can't believe it's not gluten. The gluten-free bread doesn't toast. It broke the toaster. $39. I should have bought the warranty. I love you, Montreal. Thank you. Bonsoir, mes amis. Merci.
Alright, one more while we grind, and we may break this up halfway through. Actually, no, that clip we've already played. Okay, shush. We've already had you. And you're done. Dum. Alrighty. So let's raid the last two here quickly to get that done. Alrighty, so that starts in Chapter 4, The Deadlands, with Shepherd's Lands. And since this episode usually airs in the midnight hour, YouTube-wise, that is, why don't we bring back somebody who was a mainstay of the 80s and 90s, at least here in North America for the most part. On that midnight hour, the unfortunately have passed legend of the voice of the radio, Art Bell. Art, if you would please. I may edit out some of his music just to make sure that we do not get copyright matches on those. This particular one, back when he finally decided he was going to do it for himself after being kicked off the radio airwaves, doing it, digitally, September 25th, 2015.
The high desert and the great American Southwest. I bid you good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whatever the case may be, wherever you are, welcome to Midnight in the Desert. Every single time zone around the world covered like a blanket by this program. I'm Art Bell, and it's great to be here tonight. Really great to be here tonight. Thought I wasn't going to be here tonight, actually. And I'm not all here tonight. If you follow me. I spent the afternoon pretty much following a very nice guy from lb.net around. And you know what it was? It was a wire. It was a wire. After changing about 30 plugs back and forth, new equipment here, new equipment there, in the end, like I always thought, it was a wire. All right, so we have two rules for this program: no bad language, and only one call per show. And that's the totality of our rules. When I get done with that, I was thrown on the floor. It's all the rules. I was in a pretty bad mood, actually, until I really love this. Somebody named Tiger Lily from Belgab, those vaguely lovable people over there. I do have to thank people, don't I? So I might as well do that. Telos, Joe Talbot, thank you. Keith Rowland, my webmaster, thank you. Heather Wade, my producer, a big thank you. Stream Guys, of course, lb.net, really big thank you. Sales, Pete Eberhardt, TuneIn Radio, and Leo Ashcraft, Dark Knight News. Anyway, I got this mood enhancer from Belgab. Some gal named Tiger Lily wrote, "Please meet a group of glorious fangirls from Belgab. Because you mentioned a cult for you, we formed the Vestal Virgins of the Dark, a.k.a. Arts Tarts. We post your praises, herd trolls, and do some female bonding. Would love a shout-out from you." You get it. And if that doesn't cause you to laugh, nothing will. So, thank you. I really did get a laugh on that. Just when I needed it. So last night's show was a little buffering, right? And other than that, though, it was scary as hell. Dr. Jacobs. And that one actually scared me. And I don't scare easily. I really don't, but that one scared me. Well, shadow guys scare me. But that one scared me. And I've been wondering, his talk of hybrids, hybrids, if the human race were being invaded, would we even know it? And the answer to that is probably not, right? I'd say the answer is probably not. Well, the day was all about the Pope. CNN did nothing but Pope-to-Pope coverage. And it was good. It really was good, and it was good to see the Pope here. Other news, plunging Congress into even deeper turmoil. Unbelievably, House Speaker John Bonner abruptly announced his resignation on Friday, shutting down a Tea Party drive to depose him, but opening up lots and lots of fresh troubles for the Republicans. John Bonner resigning. Wow. So it was very emotional. It was said it was in a closed-door meeting, so I don't really know what went on, but it must have been rough. Skeptical of Chinese assurances on cyber spying, the President of the U.S., our President, and the President of China stood side by side and pledged their countries would not conduct nor support any such hacking in the future. Do you believe that? Not me.
No.
Anyway, they stood there and promised it. What's it like to be a politician? So, that's kind of the news of the day. While mysterious sky booms continue to plague the United Kingdom, whatever the source, the UK is also now the location of an entirely different sort of mysterious sound. It is the lingering, ghostly wail of, get this, an old air raid siren. Adding to the utter high strangeness of the phantom air raid siren is the fact that nobody seems to be able to pinpoint a location. And on a remote British Columbian island, residents of Alert Bay, that's the name of it, say, well, the screams aren't anything new. And they've been reported for years, as have sightings of a big, hairy, humanoid creature in remote areas of the small island. The unidentified cryptid also seems to have a temper as nasty as the smell that it leaves behind, and has been reported ripping up trees, tossing them at witnesses. Is it a lonely Sasquatch stranded on this island somehow? My thoughts have not left the show we did last night with Dr. Jacobs. And they probably won't leave that for a long time to come. I am going to open up a special line tonight, and I am going to call it, we are in deeply troubled times. You would all admit that, right? These have to be deeply troubled times. So I'm opening up something I'm going to call the I'm losing my mind line. It's a new one. We've never done that. If you think you're losing your mind, and there must be a lot of you out there, right? Because a lot of crazy stuff is going on. A lot of violence in America, a lot of crazy, head-shaking stuff. So, I'm losing my mind line. Area code 575-208-7787. You think you are in substantial danger of losing your mind, then that's the number you want to call. Area code 575-208-7787. I'm losing my mind line. Other than that, let me give you the open lines how to get hold of this speech right now, okay? Now, this generally only comes once a week now, so you got to put up with it. Our public line, the one anybody and everybody can call, is 1-952-225-5278, right? Area code 952-225-5278. Now, the cool way to call us, aside from the phone, which is fine, is by Skype. Now, everybody with a smartphone can do it. If you've got a smartphone, listen carefully. All you do is download Skype. Go to your store, whatever it is, where you get your toys and your apps, and download Skype. It's free. And when you get Skype and you get it set up, you go to the little plus sign. The little plus sign. You cannot dial us. What everybody's mistake is, after they get Skype, they go to the place where you dial a number and put in MITD. You can't do that. You go to add a contact. Okay? Add a contact. And then you add us. If you're in North America, America and Canada, you would add MITD 51. That's MITD, as in midnight in the desert, 51. If you're outside North America, MITD 55 is what you add. And even though we don't respond to you and grab you as a contact, it doesn't matter because we are now in your contact list, you will notice. So from then on, you can just grab your phone, go to the contacts, and hit MITD whatever, and you're in. And you're going to sound good, too, as long as you don't talk to us on a speakerphone. If you're going to call us, talk to us as you would on a phone, because that's what you've got, is a phone. And don't forget, I'm losing my mind line at area code 575-208-7787, and that about covers it, I think. So what I'm going to do is take a quick break, and when we get back, I have no idea what's going to happen.
Just muting the music out to avoid copyright blocks. We will be back with Art in just a few seconds. Alrighty. Let's head down to the dungeon.
Hillside of Midnight. From the Kingdom of Nye, this is Midnight in the Desert with Art Bennell. Please call the show at 1-952-225-5278. That's 1-952-CALL.
Usually when there's talking,
Always did
goes
love
and
girls,
takes care.
definitely. All right, everybody, it's open lines, and anything goes. Sometimes it's kind of fun to take a bumper song and start it, and then finish it. You know, let it kind of play out. Where you get, if you're actually both parts. It's hard to know, but I think I'm going to go for Tiger Lily from Belgab. Tiger Lily, are you really there? No, you're not. Now, that's too bad. That was Tiger Lily from Belgab, or it was supposed to be. I don't know what happened to her. Tim, hey, how you doing? Hello, Tim.
Striking out here, Art.
Really? That's two people not there. Well, what do I have to lose? Except my own mind, right? So let's go to I think I'm losing my mind line and say hello there.
Hi, how you doing, Art?
I'm doing okay. Are you in danger of losing your mind?
Well, yes, because I'm living in Philly and the Pope's coming in a couple of days, so of course I am.
You're in Chile?
Yeah, Philadelphia.
Oh, Chile, Philadelphia.
Yeah, Philadelphia. The
Okay.
Pope's coming in a couple of days.
He is,
Now,
yes.
my question is, well, yesterday I could have sworn you had the same guest on. It felt like deja vu. I don't know if like you weren't there or whatever, but
What do you mean? It was yesterday. It was Dr. Jacobs, right?
Yeah, I could have sworn, like a week ago now. You were on with Dr. Jacobs. I could have sworn it felt like deja vu.
Okay, well, you are losing your mind. You qualify.
Yeah. Hey, can I say hi to everybody on TuneIn Chat? It's great.
You can. Hello, TuneIn Chat. I know they do chat during the show, and that's pretty cool. Yeah, done deal. You've said hello, so hold on to what you got left. All right? All right, take care. I'm losing my mind. I couldn't resist. Area code 575-208-7787. And, boy, that line is filling up awfully fast. Nevertheless, I'm going to go over here to Matthew. Hello, Matthew, you're on the air.
Well, Mr. Bell.
Yes, indeed.
How are you? I hope I was sounding okay here.
You're sounding fine. And I don't rule out the fact that people calling on Skype may also be losing their minds. So if that's the case, you know.
Oh, I lost my mind years ago. That's all right.
That's good.
I was interested in last night's show. Dr. Jacobs, is it just me or is he getting more and more cynical?
Well, I think he is getting more cynical, but I can't blame him in view of the topic that he was talking about. I mean, he's saying there is an invasion of Earth going on right now. And hey, you know what? After the show, I went home last night, and my wife reminded me that about, what is it now, I think in 58 males are now coming up with autism. One in 58, which is so totally through the roof that I don't know why it didn't occur to me last night. I wish I said you should have texted me. But could it be that we're slowly being taken over and affected?
I don't know. I can't remember where it was, but a scientist, an astronomer, somebody looked at, you're of course familiar with Betty and Barney Hill.
Oh, yes, of course.
I believe an astronomer said that there's pretty much no way she could have come up with this star chart by random.
Mm-hmm.
That he's thinking that this is just one more, proof that this happened. That this intelligence, whatever it was from the Zeta Reticuli system. I don't know if you caught that on the news anywhere.
No, not particularly, but who knows, they may have been. That's a very popular place in the UFO world, Zeta Reticuli.
Yes.
All right, well, listen, thank you very much. I'm also reminded, by the way, that this is the weekend of the super blood moon, right? Eclipse. A super blood moon eclipse. And, of course, the people who thought we were all going to die on the 23rd have revised to the 28th, I believe. So that's the new day to die, is the 28th, according to, well, the internet.
You didn't notice it, but Avalon has an interesting
I'm
walk
going to try this one
cycle.
more time. Tiger Lily, hello.
Hi, Art.
Oh, it is you. You are there.
Yes, it is me. Hi.
Hi there. So I came to you before, and you said nothing.
I know. I heard the bleep, and then I couldn't hear your voice at all. So
Okay.
I started talking.
Well, so everybody knows when you call on Skype, if you hear audio, like my voice, music, whatever we happen to have on at the moment, it means you're going to get through. So just relax, turn down your device, and wait until... You sent me that, huh? I love it.
Yeah, that was me. Yeah, I'm a Skype novice, but had to give it a shot.
The Vestal Virgins of the Dark, a.k.a. Art's Tarts. I was in a lousy mood until I looked at that and I went, wow.
Well, that's what we're all about, Art. We want to keep you happy.
Well, thank you. I was tromping around in a field back and forth, checking on wires today for a large part of the day, so I needed happiness.
You know what our theory is?
What?
Cave rats.
It's what?
Dave rats.
Yes, well, no comment.
Okay, we made the comment for you.
You wouldn't expect me to make a comment, now would you?
No, of course not. That's what we're here for.
Vestal virgins, really. Anyway, Vestal people, anyway.
Yes, that's the virgin.
All right. Tiger Lily, thank you, and you owe everybody on Belgab.
Thanks. Love you, Art. Bye.
Take care. Bye. Vestal, anyway. Hello there. You're on the air, on the phone. Yes.
Hey, how you doing, Art?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
I have a shadow person story.
Okay.
And up until a few weeks ago, I didn't know what to call this thing until I started listening to the show more since you've been back on the air. But about 20 years ago, I live in Phoenix right now, but about 20 years ago when I was in Chicago, lived in my mother's house, had my room in the basement, I was in my teens. Woke up and I saw this dark, like a male figure standing at the foot of my bed.
Mm-hmm.
The only light was coming in through the window from the street lights, so I could see the outline real good. So I was of course I was afraid looking at this thing. It was pretty tall. So he jumps in the bed, literally, and we start wrestling. And all I could say was it wasn't much of a wrestling match because he was way stronger than me. And tossed me around the bed like I was a rag doll.
I am so in sympathy with you. I didn't get tossed around. I didn't get attacked. But I have seen now one of these damn things, and I don't ever want to see one again.
Yeah. He tossed me around. Finally, he let me go, and he stood back at the foot of the bed. My remote control was laying in the bed with me, was sitting at the foot of the bed. So I grabbed my remote control with the strength that I had left, and I threw it at this thing. He disappeared. But when he disappeared, it was like he kind of went down.
It's the old, remote control defense.
Exactly. So I didn't know what to do but throw that thing. And so I got up out the bed, and I remember I was so tired that I literally crawled up maybe 13 stairs, to go into the kitchen. I get into the kitchen. I'm sitting at the kitchen table, and my mother comes in. She was an early riser. She comes in to make her coffee. And I guess it was obvious that something was wrong because she turned and looked at me. It was Sunday morning. She turned and looked at me and said, "What the hell is wrong with you?"
Mm-hmm.
So I explained to her what happened. And she just stood there and just kind of kept doing what she was doing, but she had a look of concern on her face. And she said, "Well, you want to go to church with me today?" And after that experience, I felt like I had to do something. But that experience stayed with me all to this point, and I never knew what to call it until a few shows ago, and I heard the term shadow person. I said, well, maybe that's what it was.
That's, sir, what it was, and I've got something for you now. I want you to listen on the air. The following is from Jason Offit, and it's called When Shadow People Attack. And since he brought it up, I can't resist. The first thought that crossed Stephen Painter's 5-year-old mind was that someone had broken into his house in Bury, Great Manchester, England. Around 1986, my mother took me around the local estate to her friend's house, says Painter. I believe she'd been burgled because her entire kitchen, was covered, and I do mean covered, in big black handprints, almost animal-like. Well, he didn't say anything about the obvious black handprints, not until later. I mentioned the incident to my mother, what I saw. She looked at me and said, "Nothing on the wall, Stephen." Now, he didn't know how that could be. Prints were there. His mother's friend said she saw the shadows and the image of the dark faces on the walls. His mother was immune. There was nothing on the wall from her point of view. From that point, dark images have followed Painter. The animal-like prints he saw when he was 5 have now turned into entities. I've seen a big black mess with red eyes always at my door, he said. The Hat Man always in the background, and typical shadow people just like our shadows on a sunny day. These typical shadow people have become so commonplace to Painter, he's given them a nickname. He calls them Joeys. He sees these Joeys mostly in his dreams, and the dreams are violent. Every time after this that I've encountered these beings, I've always been in a sluggish state, able to see my body in bed, he says. I've always been chased. They blocked my doorways, tried to scratch or make physical contact with me. Doctors have told Painter these dreams are caused by some kind of sleep disorder. These situations are like an out-of-body experience, he says. I see myself in bed. Back at 16, he dreamt he was outside being chased through the garden into the house and onto his bed that started to envelop him. I woke, but I couldn't move. I felt I'd just run the London Marathon. I had a cramp in my left leg. More recently, though, he's been discovering physical marks. I have actually awoke, usually feeling like I've been active all night, muscles tense, aching, even fingers hurting. He said on 2 occasions I've had scratches on my side, my right side, always after an encounter. During his encounters, Joeys are always the ones to approach him. The Hat Man simply stands in the background watching. None of these encounters, however, equal what Painter calls the attack. It was around 3 years ago. I went to bed as normal, got my usual pre-attack buzzing, and I fell asleep, says he. Next thing he knew, he stood at the side of his bed, looking at his body, lying next to his then-girlfriend, his eyes frozen open. I knew instantly what was going on, tried to wake up. I panicked, because I never had seen myself like that, and I thought I was dying. Painter's dream turned and saw 3 shadows, entities, if you will, in the room, two Joeys and the Hat Man. I'm now confused and scared more than usual. One of the shadow entities lunged at Painter. The other reached out to scratch him. As usual during this dream state, Painter's movements were slow, like he was moving underwater, but Painter, a jiu-jitsu instructor, fought them off. I've never done it before or since, but I went for them, and they put up no resistance. Isn't that interesting? And kind of like the story we just heard. He wrestled with the shadow people, landing enough punches, they retreated behind the Hat Man. I then turned around, and for the first time, I saw a line, a silvery thread, kind of like a tail, if you will. We thought he was crazy. You know what? His girlfriend saw them as well. So whatever the doctors told him, they were real, very real.
And we'll leave Art there. If people like it, we might bring him in as a regular occurrence for the Part 3 Midnight Shift. So from day one, drop me an email, gcheroawards@gmail.com, or of course in the comment section on your local YouTube. Alright, guys, I have energy to do one more shot, so let's go ahead and do that. There are many days where he does anything from time travel and transportation to everything else. That just happened to be an open line night for the most part that we had grabbed from for today's audio. should be doo-doo. Okay, so that completes that out. And as we are just less than 10, well, just about 10 minutes to go in the server, 2142 up 85 spots on heroes. On the Titan side, 1118, we have dropped a little today, surprisingly. The actual guild I'm currently stuck in is 19th. For our bronze team, that's not terrible. The activity is a lot worse at 25th, however. Alrighty. See what's in the inventory. Well, we still got the... Sorry. Well, we got a treasure chest. Let's see what's in it. And we get energy, some glyph items, and some experience potions. Now this, I believe, yep, is for Angus, Sigurd, and Moloch. So let's fly up into the nether regions. Remember, you can get up to 50 because you get 5 out of each. So Sigurd is not within 50. We definitely wouldn't need to worry about him. Moloch is 238 away. And the other one is actually here. Angus, yes, 428 away. So no reason to blow that treasure chest on anybody at this point. Remember, at level 60, this island will open up. We'll be able to do some more buff building to those titans, as well as the Tournament of the Immortals. Oh, sorry. Just been thrown off in the last couple days, especially from my sister pulling me yesterday. Remind me real quickly, what astral items did we have to do? Oh yeah, the tank, 6 battles left. So actually, let's go to, is there any 2 battles left in the arena? There is 2, so let's do them. And I think what we're going to have to end up doing after this is we'll tank to make sure that we have a shot to get enough for tomorrow, because there will only be 1 day left. To complete that mission before the 3-day resets. Alright, purposely 5 versus 4 here. All 4 are still in play for the opponents. We've lost 1 on our side. So it is currently 4 playing 4. Finally, 1 goes down on their side. Second one goes down. We lose the second one though on our side, and we do win. Keeping free. Let's take a look, see if it actually gave us credit for that, and it did. Now we have 5 out of 10. So one more battle to do. No. For reset, no. I think 70 is going to be too high of a hurdle to try to reach from 57. Especially because at about that 65 point is when everybody can go ahead and do the extra ability. I believe there's 2 tanks on this one, so we'll see if we can get credit for 2 if we can punch above our weight here. Five versus 5, and we just lost one, so now 5 plays 4. 5 plays 3, 5 plays 1. 4 plays 1. And we lost. And that was probably a little over ambitious. So what we're going to do, kind of like what we did for the Grand Arena Dell, we're going to tank it. There we go. We'll put up our absolute weakest team. And we'll take the plummet for tomorrow. We've got a couple minutes left, right? 3. We can get 1 or 2 fights in real quick. Oh, Kira. No, actually, give me Astro. We'll do his Dragon Shield battle. Okay, round 3. Alright, one last thing I want to do. Was pretty interesting. If you take a look, almost any video, DVD, or anything else will have a warning telling you not to copy, photocopying it is a crime type thing. And the weird thing is, even places outside the U.S. will still get the FBI warnings on a lot of their tapes. However, there was one for a cat sitter video that just tickled my fancy to the point where, while we got a moment left before we finish off part 3, I want to read it here. This would have been the warning if you popped in the cat sitter tape into your old VCR. Yes, that's when we had tapes before DVRs and digital streaming. You would get the following warning. 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 Please read. The program portion of this audio and video cassette has been coated with a new substance called KTC to prevent illegal copying. KTC only reacts when subjected to the magnetic head fluctuation caused by the record mode of the VCR. If you have already started to record this tape, we are required by law to inform you that the KTC process may damage your VCR. KTC will not affect your VCR in the play mode. The tape coated with KTC does not begin for another 15 seconds. Stop recording now. Thank you for purchasing the video. Enjoy the show. Now think about that. If you actually had coated the tape in some chemical item, by the way, then it actually gives a 15-second countdown with just the word warning on it. Kind of like really trying to nail home that scariness. The chemical would have leaked all throughout the tape. So would it be just on the one part? And these people who make this cassette video also are about the famous Go Cat toy lines. Okay, yeah, really, really, really weird shite. Alright, so with that, the new day dawns in Dominion, which means our day draws to a close. We complete at level 57 for the day as we update our board. And again, as always, please make sure you do like, share, comment, and subscribe. Get us to those goals of 5,000 views, 1,000 likes, so Nexters and YouTube can start throwing us items so we can start donating to you. Till then, as we always say in my guild, release the Kraken.